Okay, it looks like I am live. Yep, okay. I'm live, so I guess it says I have two of you there. So hi. Aloha, siblings. La, 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 la. So I'm going to go ahead and kick off the timers just because I said so. So there goes that one, and there goes that one. Yeah, okay, good. And then now let's go back to here. And you know what I'm going to do? I was thinking about playing some games. I think I am going to do that just because that seems like an easy thing to do. Let's do this here. So here's the thing. I need to move everything out of my way now. This is part of Luwanti. There we go. And now let me say continue. There we go. This is really cool. I just, fired it up. I installed it into Luwanti, so it's alongside of Mindtest. And, oops, hang on a second. I need to get out of this for a quick sec. I don't have stuff moved and optimally placed. That's nice. Nice little poem there, man. Thanks, MSC. Anyway, so I really like this. I mean, I haven't explored it much. Because I went, you know what, I want to do this on the live stream tonight. So it's, I play it in the same engine. Luwanti is the engine that drives Mindtest. And they have a lot of stuff there, man. Like, lots of stuff. So I need to figure out how to, get more into this game, and start doing, mods and things. And I mean, I'm not going to get in a hurry. I don't want to, buy more than I could chew and then get, bent out of shape and not wanting to do it. But, yeah, I don't know that I'll ever do anything to mod this game. I guess I'll have to play it a while and see, how much I like it. But just the opening scene here, man, because it's like, let's just not push buttons for a minute. It's just all this, man. Wow. This kind of stuff is just really crazy. So I have no idea how to know where I am. You know what I mean? Since it's so kind of weirdly homogeneous. Wait, here we go. This is different. Right? Right, all that other stuff is all these things. Holy mackerel. It's a limerick, right? Of course it is. I just didn't recognize it. Yeah, of course. And is this a room? Or what are we doing in here? Or is this just more of the same in here? Alright, so this is similar but the same, isn't it? Holy mackerel. Hong Kong, I'm not sure. Well, it's just a game as it's part of the Luwanti stuff, but supposedly there's nothing happening in this game, right? There's no monsters going to jump scare you. It's just levels and places to explore, apparently. That's all you do, and it's all these big empty spaces. Well, liminal spaces, right? Which I find that whole thing very fascinating. I think I may have mentioned this to you guys before, but it's been a couple of years ago now, I think. Oh, it had to be a few years ago now, because my dad was still driving, and he hasn't driven in a few years. Anyway, I was shopping for something, and he was driving me around to go do this shopping, and we went by this mall called Bayfair that's near where we live, and but was closing down, right? So I think there were like two of the big anchor stores were open, like Kohl's. I don't remember what the other one was. They were still open, but almost all the other little shops were closed. And so we went in there, and we went into the mall. Oh, Target was one of them. Target wasn't really in the mall, it was like next to the mall, so you could get into the mall by this weird side entrance thing kind of next to Target. I guess that makes it kind of part of the mall. It didn't have a direct entrance. You had to leave Target and then come out and then re-enter the mall like that. But anyway, when we were there was like nobody else there. So we were walking around in this big mall, and it was like just empty. And it was so weird. Anyway, what do we got here? Oh, it's parking spaces and a few cars, right? Man, so I don't even know how to find out. I don't know how to find out anything. Well, we're just going to wander around. Okay, so is this ending? Is this turning into like a, or is this, okay, there's no doors down here. I don't see any secret doors. I don't know how to. I see, weird. Okay, so you don't really have an arm. You just have a little block there that you can click on things with, I guess. It's just to, I guess it's just to play around with liminal spaces and the whole idea of it. I mean, that's it. So it's like it has no objective. If I remember the description thing, that was what it was. It just said many levels to explore, right? So there's no real competition but I guess there's just places for you to discover and find and that kind of thing. Okay, this looks new because it's dark first off. Okay, I need to go back to my flashlight here. Or do I do that? Oh, nice, okay. Nice. Oh man, this is so cool. Hey Ben, good to see you, aloha. Did you get some sleep, man? What? Wow. This is just so weird, right? It's just so weird. Yeah, right, backrooms. I think that's what they call it too. Wait, let me go back that way. All right, is there more to... All right, let's just go this way then. All right, so this goes where? Oops. Oh, I see. It looks like the battery only has a certain amount of time that you can use it. Right, is that what that little red graph thing is there? It's going to go out, isn't it? Yeah, there it went. So now I have to wait for it to come back, all right? It's, Ben, it's part of the Luanti stuff. I think it might be called backroom. Is that, are you recognizing this, John? Oh, I can put the flashlight back on. All right, well, here, let's just look. I think it'll tell me. Luanti game pause. This is, let's get back to menu. And what did I say this one's called? Backroom test, right? Yeah, okay. Oops, I guess I need, there we go. Man. Oops, what did I do that for? There we go. Clicked on the wrong thing. All right, let's move through a little bit, yeah. So I think this is where it came from, right? Man, I haven't been paying attention to what I'm doing. So, yeah, I think that's where it came from. All this? This is lit 2. What's in here? Yeah, this one, according to the description, doesn't have any scary stuff like, no jump scares or monsters or anything. Oops, let me turn off the battery if I'm over here. Or the flashlight. It's, so apparently it's just like, it was devised for you to just look around in it. There is a creative mode where you can turn on, right? Except for when I started it that way, and then this weird little warning thing popped up and said that, creative mode was really designed for developers in this particular game. And I don't remember, there was something else more to the warning, but I thought, all right, never mind, I'll just go play it in. All right, here we go. I suppose at some point I should find a way of recognizing and like marking stuff in a way or making note of it somehow. Now, how can I get in here? No, I can't. Clicking on doesn't mean to. Hey, Kate Brenda, good to see you. This is called Backroom, I guess. It's part of Luanti, so it's the same game engine as Mind Test. But I was exploring some of the other options that they had in Luanti, and well, I don't know how to open this door. Anyway, so I decided to just try some of them out and check it out, right? So I put this one just because I like the whole liminal space thing. It just appeals to me. And when I clicked it on earlier today, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop, and then I'm just going to explore this tonight. So I saved it so you guys could see what I'm doing. Yeah, except for it's not Mind Test, John, right? It's Luanti. But yeah, so I guess if I will be doing triggers and stuff like that, and I might play a little Mastermind later too, so. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off the flashlight. And let's stay over here, I guess. Alright, so this looks like where I first started almost. So if I wound my way back to that somehow, I feel like maybe I should, well, I don't know what I should do. Anybody have any suggestions about, I'm not even sure how you tell me where to go, because it all looks so uniform, doesn't it? I mean, clearly that's part of the idea behind it, but. And you get jump scared. Yeah, I've run into stuff like that, Ben. You know what I mean? That annoys me. Wait, it's been feeding to that. Yikes. I'm sorry that the dog's not nicer to you, Javon, but yikes, that sucks. Yeah, Mind Test did change their name to Luanti, and then part of the deal is that Luanti is, apparently it's more like an engine, right? And there's all these other games you can play that it supports, this being one of them. And I uploaded a couple other ones and installed them. But I haven't really looked at those yet because I'm not so fascinated with this one. Anyway, let's see what we get. MSE, that's a good question. I could probably spend hours doing this. There's just something about the sense of weird, empty liminal spaces that I find really appealing. It's like when I was living in San Francisco, I liked going to downtown by where all the banks and everything were, and the Federal Reserve and all that crap. And because you go down there on a Sunday and there's nobody down there, right? So it's downtown San Francisco, and there's, the buses are still running and all that, although they run less frequently on weekends than they do during the week, for obvious reasons. There's just not as many people going around. But I used to like going down there, and I'd, just hang out, wander around. When I was drinking, I would get loaded. Otherwise, I'd, maybe some cannabis or something like that. I don't know, but I suppose I should kind of start to formulate an idea about it. Do I want to explore this in a way that makes sense, or do I just want to wander around aimlessly? Anyway, let's get back to the questions here. Yeah, I hope I can get to the level to get monetized again, right? I mean, that's kind of the strategy. Actually, I'm going to switch from this because I'm finding it distracting to try to keep up with all the... actually, I don't even need to... I can just leave that there. So let me go over to here, and let's come back to here, and let me move OBS back over here so I can see what I'm doing otherwise. And here we go. Oh, and I guess we only have like 3 minutes to the first break. But... yeah, it did, James. I mean... Ben, that's an interesting idea. I don't know if I'd do it on an ASMR channel, though. Maybe I'd do that on my W.C. Postman channel just as sort of like a special event kind of thing. Because, well, with me, I get it back. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it back, right? It doesn't make sense to me once I can actually speak to a human, at YouTube, that, they wouldn't help me. You know what I mean? It just seems like, look, if you guys help me, we both make more money. You know what I mean? But anyway, we'll see. Oh, right, yeah, you were talking about that MP3 player. So how do you like it? Is it doing what you want it to do? Is it, I mean, it's a digital device, right? So it should be fine, but as long as whoever made it actually has decent QC. Man, that's the thing. Digital stuff just has an unreasonably high acceptance of failure. I mean, it has for, well, going back to the 90s when I first started working in that arena of like programming stuff. It's like holy mackerel. Anyway, what about that? Artemis Cannon. No, I didn't. Where did you leave that, Kate Manda? The hashtag message. Would that be at Patreon, or did you send it to me via email? I haven't been very good at keeping all that. Actually, I haven't been very good at doing a whole lot of things lately. I've been sick this week, which was miserable, but after I kind of started feeling better, I guess I started feeling better Thursday, but today was the first day I actually felt like I was like, okay, I'm not sick anymore. So yesterday, as I was starting to feel more, like I'm being a human being again and all like that, I was looking back, and the failure, the computer failure, hit me a lot harder than I had realized, or maybe I was willing to admit, or something like that. And it was clearly because as I look back on my behavior and what was going on, I was was clearly kind of tipped into a depressive episode. You know what I mean? I mean, it wasn't so bad that I needed to, it didn't require any Herculean efforts, to climb out of it. I don't know. I can't even 100% say that I am, to be honest. But because when you're in things, sometimes it's not as apparent as when you finally come through it. But I think I kind of am. But yeah, I mean, I just haven't been able to keep up with housework stuff. I haven't been doing anything but one video a week, which is ridiculous. So yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I'll check my emails and Patreon thing for the message. Wow, yeah. I don't know, 64 gigabytes, that's plenty of songs, you know? At least it seems to me it probably is. Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, yeah, I will remember to do that, Kate Manda. Sure. Yeah, that's a really, really good idea. Thank you, Kate Manda. So you guys are, I have the coolest viewers, man, you know? Yeah. I mean, you guys, I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so should we do some triggers maybe? What do you guys think? Where should we start? You know, I think what I'm going to start with is the jar and the chopstick. Just cause. Alright. Here we go. So let's start on this side, I guess. Oh, and I'm still using the small one here because all my mason jars are currently in use. See, I've got a 6-pack of ginger ale getting carbonated in my homemade proof box. I have some. I'm trying to perfect a recipe to make my dad carbonated water with the ginger bug, so it'll be, you know, barely any sugar in it. Because he dilutes soda. He finds soda too sweet. But when he dilutes it, of course, it, you know, is less fizzy. And so I said, hey, let me see about making this for you. Because if I only put in like half the sugar or something like that, I don't know, I have to figure out exactly what the ratio is. I haven't yet, but then, you know, let the ginger bug eat all the sugar till there's like no sugar left, but it'll be carbonated with ginger bug, you know, in it, so that, you know, it'll be good for your gut. Anyway, so I have that's already in a flip top. See, I was speaking too fast, wasn't I? So I have that in a flip top. Trying to get pressurized right now. I also have, I'm trying an experiment using a vanilla bean and some brown sugar in an attempt to see if I could make something that it would be a cream soda, because my dad likes cream soda. So we'll see how that goes. And I also have another batch of kombucha going. So I'm becoming quite the enthusiastic fermenter guy. Okay, here we go. I got some comments to catch up on. Right on. About the pool rooms. Hey, Joanne, I didn't notice you came in. Hi. And let's see what else. Okay, that. Have I listened to Gorillaz? Yes, I have. I'm not really familiar with their material because I've never owned any like their records or anything like that. But they do come up on Spotify, and I enjoy it. You know what I mean? So, ginger shots, yeah, good. I want to go back over here. I've been doing it over here yet, have I really? Very much, yeah. I guess I have. Oops, my timer went off and I didn't notice. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break, you guys, and I will be back in just a couple of minutes. Here we go, and I'm back. And okay, we're doing the bottle and the chopstick. My brain just went. Well, I'm glad you took the time to take a break and come hang out with us for a bit, Joanne. Diamond painting. What is diamond painting, Kate Manda? Yeah, go get some sleep, Ben. Let's do the outside now. Man, I like that sound. You know what I'm going to do? I just noticed I have another jar over here. Oh, what do I have? Oh, wow, that sounds cool. I'd like to see it. You should take a picture and post it someplace. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate your support, Ben. But go get some sleep. I wonder what was in there. Wow, I like that. That's kind of cool. Interesting. Okay, that's enough of the chopstick for a minute. So what are we going to do next? Let's do some brushing. How about that? I'll start off with just doing some basic brushing on the microphones. Basic brushing on the microphones. And we'll do some basic brushing on the microphones over here. Microphone over here, I suppose, right? And we're brushing on the microphones. Brushing on the microphones. And brushing on the microphones. Brushing on the microphones. And let's brush on the microphone. Oh, I just thought of a thing. So there's this thing I've been doing. I guess I think I started it before I actually felt sick, but I was doing it every night that I was sick. So anyway, so I like to have sounds when I'm going to sleep. I think a lot of you guys can identify, right? It's, part of it is, I mean, I'm sure I could condition myself to go back the other direction, but when I was younger, I liked to sleep in places that were quiet. But after living so many years, I mean, it wasn't like that forever, but I don't know, 8 years or something like that, maybe a little bit more than that I lived in San Francisco. And where we lived, when I lived with Gary on Golden Gate Avenue, just off Divisadero. And Divisadero just sort of divides the city in two in a vertical way, kind of. And it's really near Alamo Square. That's where all the really famous painted ladies are. Those really amazing Victorians. I lived in the Victorian, actually. It wasn't as fancy as those ones, but it was pretty amazing. And the only reason I could afford to live there was because Gary had been there since like the 80s, and it's a rent-controlled area. So, but anyway, Golden Gate wasn't super busy, but it had a fair amount of traffic for just a little 2-lane road. But Divisadero was one of the main, well, you know, buses, taxis, everything's going up and down that all night. And my bedroom window was such that the way we were on this little hill, well, everything in San Francisco is on a little hill, isn't it? Anyway, it's like the noises from the street came right up into my room, and I kind of got conditioned to that. And so I like having sound, you know what I mean, for when I'm sleeping. Anyway, so just recently I started this really, really kind of overly, I don't know, complicated way of providing myself sound. So what I do is I open a browser and I go to YouTube, and I have 3 tabs of YouTube going, and on tab number 1 I have an episode of well, it's actually a collection of episodes. There's many, many of them. It's one of the collection of episodes of a game called The Unbelievable Truth, which is one of those panel show, mock game show things that they do in the BBC. Anyway, I think it's actually on BBC 4. Well, it's BBC something. Anyway, so I have that on, at, you know, loud enough for me to hear, but not really loud enough that I can always make out what they're saying, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, kind of like that. And then on the other 2 tabs, I have 2 different of those. There's been a whole bunch of those people running fans into tubes, and I like those types of sounds. So I have 2 of those. One does a sweeping thing, which I really quite like, and the other one I kind of change up now and again. Actually, I think every night it's been different. But it's just a different one, so I like them to have slightly different pitches of the fan going on, you know what I mean? And then there's something about the weird roar, roar, roar that happens with the 2 fans going at the same time. Oh, stop that, you stinky camera. No, 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 stop it. There, back. Thank you. Jeez. Anyway. So does anybody else do weird layering things like that with multiple tabs? Let's get back into more ASMR-ish mode, right, Bill? Speak slowly. Speak softly. Oh, wow, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, rain sounds with somebody speaking. That could be good. I mean, because some people filter it in, and they mix it in their own videos, right? But, you know, taking, charge and, choosing to put it in there yourself. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I haven't done any of the oscillating fans yet, so I'm going to have to try that. Yeah, you know what else I like is crickets and stuff like that. Man, when my grandmother's house when we were kids, my sister and I would go stay at, was kind of on the edge of towns out in the boondocks kind of thing when we were kids anyway. I mean, it started to get more built up by the time I was an adult, but there wasn't much out there back then. Anyway, so the crickets and all that kind of stuff at night, it was just an amazing sound. It was really, really good. I've been thinking, because there's a couple of spots where sometimes you'll hear crickets around here, but not all that often. But also there's a park near here. It's like about a half mile away. And it has a creek. Well, you guys have heard the story of it running down the creek, right? That's that park. Anyway, the frogs will go crazy at certain times of year, and I think it's down to time of year and also what's happening weather-wise. They go into this, I think it's due to mating. But man, sometimes it really gets good
I keep saying I'm going to take my little portable recorder thing that my dad bought me a few years ago, and go over there to record that to use it for, background kind of sounds in ASMR. Yeah. I mean, I suppose all of us sitting here are a little bit weird, aren't we? I mean, what kind of 60-year-old man whispers into microphones while he's brushing on them? This 60-year-old man. Thanks, Kate Manda. I keep telling myself I need to figure out how to get better at those so I can make more of them. Because those actually do well. Whereas when I read stories, they don't tend to do well, viewer-wise, as far as viewer counts. Hey, we got 15 people. What is YouTube telling me? Suggestion. What are they? I'm going to look into that later. I don't know. I guess they don't like the way I have my settings done with the bitrate and all of that, but they're not telling me I have to. They're just saying it's a suggestion. See you go, Kate Manda. We can all be weird together. I mean, I suppose, Javon, you're not alone. There are some people who like it when I read stuff. It's just, yeah, they just, I don't know, they just don't do as well viewership-wise. So, so here's a couple of things. Well, one thing, I guess, really. So I'm assuming, right, this little thing I'm going to go into here is based on the notion that I will get my other channels back. But then I'll have this channel, right, which will have also, by then, have subscribers and stuff, right? It'll be monetized, right, before I can get access to support. So I'm obviously not I'm not going to want to just abandon it, right? So I think what I'm going to do is, well, one thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name to Bill MaxVoxPax 2 with TOO rather than the number. I think it was Ben that suggested that to me. If it wasn't Ben, if somebody else, chime in and let me know. I don't want, giving credit to the wrong people. But so I think what I'm going to do is, like I mentioned earlier, that that the reading story type things don't do as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do those types of videos here. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to not do them, but I don't like, because the thing is, when I did them, they did so poorly that it hurt the channel pretty significantly as far as viewers. And then of course how much I get paid and all that kind of thing too. So I was like, yikes. But I don't want to not do them because I like doing them, but also I know there are some people who do like them. And from the comments I get in those videos, the people who do like them seem to like them quite a bit. You know what I mean? So it's like most people just seem to know, you know what I mean? But then the people who do watch them seem to really like them. So I'm thinking maybe I put those types of videos. I mean, I'll leave everything where it is now, you know what I mean? But going forward, I think I'll do when I get the other channel back, of course, I will do story time stuff over here on this channel. And I'll think of some other things that would be maybe not so popular type things to do. And that's what this channel will be, is sort of like my repository for the, it's like, what is that thing from the Island of the Unloved Toys? You remember that Christmas special thing? used to love those Christmas specials when I was a kid, man. Like the Peanuts Christmas special, and well, all those ones that are like Rudolph, and what was the one that I think it's Kris Kringle. It's the one with the Island of the Unloved Toys and all of that. What do we have here? Oh, Joanne, I use Pop OS. Well, for a couple of reasons. I found when I was going to buy a machine, my dad actually offered to buy me a machine so I could actually get more serious about this, because my old machine sucked, and it just really sucked bad. Anyway, so I decided that I was not going to use Windows anymore, because that old machine, it's just sitting over there. I have to take it to an e-waste place, I think. So I was like, all right, let's buy a decent machine. And so I was like, okay, I liked Pop OS when I was looking around, right? So what, OS am I going to use? All of that. Because I wanted to figure it out and plan it out before I made purchases, so it would all make sense, And anyway, Pop OS appealed to me, and then I found out that System 76, they're the ones who made Pop OS. They also make computers, and they're not cheap, you know what I mean? They're not, like your budget bargain basement type thing. They're kind of expensive. I mean, not unreasonably expensive. But it's not exactly bespoke, but it's sort of like made to order, like you have options and then you choose the things and then they put the machine together for you, kind of deal. And it was within the budget that my dad said he would be willing to spend. And so I got it. But the good thing is the support. Like, I mean, the bad thing happened just a little while ago, and it was obviously something to do with one of the pieces of software I was updating. And I'm not even sure. We don't know which one it was, but anyway. But they really worked hard helping me get everything back as best they could. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty pleased. I think everything's more or less back performance-wise now. So I think in a sense that's, I think buying a machine the way that my dad did for me like that was absolutely worth the money, because, if I'd have just bought it from someplace like Best Buy, I would have been hosed as far as support. And what else do we have here? You know what, so I've used, actually I've used all three of those too. What else have I used? OS-wise for Linux. Because years ago, I used Fedora. Actually, I think I started on, what was Red Hat before they started Fedora? Or was it just Red Hat? But that's what I used. It was whatever Red Hat, their latest, greatest thing at the time was. This would have been like 98, I guess, is when I started with my first actual contract. Would have been like, the fall of 98. Zowie. I'm trying to think what would be another distro that would be good to use. Well, it's my understanding that Pop OS is like they've took Ubuntu and used that as sort of the base to start with. So I don't know. I've never used Ubuntu just in its, the non-Pop OS version. That might be interesting to see, just to see what the differences would be. Are you thinking of moving to Linux, Joanne? Or you just want to have access to it for, well, whatever reason you may want to? For a little while, I tried running a dual boot machine, and I decided I didn't care for the whole dealing with it, you know what I mean? And so when I started doing programming for a paycheck, I actually just had multiple machines. So I had a Windows machine that was just basic Windows, and then I had an NT Workstation one, and then I had Red Hat. Oh, and at one point I had NT Workstation, and then I also had another machine that was just an NT server, just plain old NT server. And I had different stuff running on each one, so I used them as sandboxes, obviously. But, well, maybe not obviously, but that's what I used them for, was sandboxes. Okay, let's do a different thing now other than brushing. I'll come back to the brushing, but what do we want to do next? You know, I want to play some Mastermind, so I think that's what I'm going to try and do. So not trying to. Okay, so let's go over to here. Let me move this. And I don't want that there. I wish there was a way that I could leave the scene here while I change the one over there. So I guess I can't really do it though. So let me do this real quick. And let me do this. There we go. Now that should just be able to stay there like that. Let me go to gaming, and you'll see the little wanty thing here for a sec, but then let me switch it to, there we go, Mastermind. There we go. And now we can go here like this. And you know what, I could even make myself a little bigger, couldn't I? There we go. That's a decent size, yeah. Okay, here we go. We're doing red. Oh, we have another comment. Oh, yeah. See, I don't really game or anything like that, so, I mean, there is a downside to Linux, even in, like audio production, in the sense that hardware companies don't readily support it. Like my Focusrite interface. Focusrite doesn't support Linux yet. The good news is it works out of the box because it's a USB, device. But there's a few like extra features, you know what I mean, that you get access to using an app on Windows that I don't get access to because, hopefully someday, Focusrite will be, better at supporting Linux. But I suppose maybe what I ought to do is research another, if there's another interface company that does interface with Linux better, and when I do upgrade from this one, that's what I'll do. Although I think this one will probably last me for a couple of years anyway. I mean, it does what I need it to do, right? So anyway, stop babbling about that nonsense, Bill. Now what is going on over there? That's very weird. I have, well, there's a game sound meter that's over here on OBS, but since this game has no sound, I have it, grayed out, so it's not active. But there's something being measured in the meters, and I don't know what it is. I think it's got to be some kind of noise thing or something. I'll have to check it out later. Anyway, why am I bothering with that here and now? There we go. So red is still not in the right place. And I'll just choose that yellow there. And let's do that. Okay. Yellow and red are where they belong. And green's not in it, so let's try pink. Nope, no pink. But we do have yellow and red. So let's try white. Okay, white, but which one? I'll choose left. And let's try the black marble, or whatever we're doing this here. Nope, okay, so let's switch the black with the white. And put red there. And this will be done. Yeah, it's doing all right, isn't it? Thanks, John. You know, I'm pretty pleased with well, why am I not sure how to talk about what I'm talking about? What am I pleased? I'm pleased with some of the results that I had on my other channel, right, the original channel. Like for example, I'm really proud of the fact that I have amazingly high ratios of likes to dislikes. Like I'm like in the 90, usually above 95% likes as opposed to dislikes, which makes me happy. Okay, I got green and blue in the right spot. Let's try the white. Yay, white's in there. Let's put it there. Let's try the black marble. Nope, so it'll be purple. Doink. 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 Yay. La la la. Well, Kate, man, of course, go lay down and take care of yourself. Yeah, you can always watch this on the replay. So, yeah, of course, go take care of yourself. And I hope to see you next week. Hopefully without a sinus headache. Man, I hate those. Okay, blue is in. Let's try yellow. Okay, yellow is in, but it doesn't go there. So let's put blue that way. And let's say yellow's there. And then now let's put green up. And nope. Okay, let's move the blue one. Let's put the yellow one here. And now let's try pink. Nope, still not right. Well, now we know blue has to go there. Yellow's going to have to go there. And now let's try white. Okay, yellow and blue are fine now. And it's going to be, well, these two in either this order or I'll have to flip them. Nope, gotta flip them. Ah, there we go. There we go. And there we go. And there we go. Okay. Okay, no red. Let's try the blue. So I have a blue one. Okay, well we know that the yellow has to go where the blue was. Then we'll just move the blue one over and see what happens. And, well, yellow is fine. Then we have to keep trying blue. He hasn't found his home yet. Okay, it still hasn't found its home yet. Because if he had, pink would have nowhere to go. But now the good news is, that's where those have to go, isn't it? Okay, let's put in the black one. And yellow. Pop, pop, pop. Okay. Oops, I didn't notice the break thing again. Yikes, I gotta get better at paying attention to that. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll be right back. know, I kind of feel like playing a game, but I just don't know what I feel like playing. So, I'll do another trigger. What should I do? Let's do the good old chunk of wood. How about that? So as normal, I will tap on it, starting with the pads of my fingers. Oh, I just saw your comment, Joanne, about the virtual machine. That's interesting. Okay, let's move over to this one. Oregon Trail. Yeah, maybe after the next break. I'll have to find it again. I guess we should try and be smarter, I don't imagine I'd get very far again now, to be honest. Yeah, let's do, we do that little. Wow, cool. I didn't know that there was a National Coming Out Day, so, well, good for you. I know for some people it's really hard. For my uncle, man, it was a nightmare. My grandfather didn't. He wasn't. And he had a huge problem with it. He reacted really homophobically, and it kind of ruined their relationship. I can't imagine that. Yeah, I'll second that, James. Absolutely. Well, at least you got here, Rob. Thanks for coming. When a meal is too much and a snack is not enough, what am I? I don't know. A meal is too much. I don't know, finicky? Currently, Rob, my plan is, as you say, I'm just going to see if I can grow this channel. I mean, if something else comes up in the meantime, obviously I'll try to, to take advantage of it. But everything that anybody sent me as far as links or advice or any of that has all been kind of worthless. And so, yeah, my strategy is going to be to just try to get this one grown enough that I can, get some support and do it that way. Ambient ASMR, it works in the sense that if you have a partnered or monetized account, right, then you do have access to support that I don't have access to. But see, here's the thing, to be able to get that access, you have to actually be logged into the monetized account. But I can't log into the monetized account to get the support to be able to get me into the log. You see what I'm getting at? It's like I'm stuck at a, kind of this weird catch-22 loop. So I'm hoping that, once I qualify for support again, that I'll be able to tell somebody and say, hey, by the way, blah, 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 and then, hopefully we just clear it all out, and then I'll have 2 ASMR channels. Here, I can go look at what the things are, where I'm at with it, because they did give us these. So let me do this. I need to open another tab. Go to here. Let me go to here. Are you going or what? What's going on here? There we go. Okay, so okay, so I can start having earning money on live streams with supers and stuff like that pretty shortly, actually. Oh no, maybe not. I only need 500 subscribers for that, but I need, it looks like 3,000 watch hours in a year. So inside of 1 year, you have to have 3,000 watch hours, or 3 million shorts views. So, yikes. Yeah, sorry, that's something I at least felt like something in my. So, and then, okay, I guess that's the whole thing. And then what happens here? Okay, yeah, I can only, so I don't know if that means I'm fully partnered and able to get human support, or if I have to wait until I can actually just run ads, because they don't really make it clear. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm gonna, I don't know, I'll look around and see what I can find out here. So I need, what is that? That's 64 subscribers, and, well, 2,000 something views. Holy mackerel. But to get fully the whole thing, kit and caboodle, to get access to all the resources, it looks like what I need to do is have 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. for eligibility to get page ads and all of the creator support tools, it looks like I need 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 views, so only 1,000 more than just to get the stickers. So it doesn't seem like that should be all that hard to deal with. I just need to start putting more videos out, don't I? Instead of, languishing in my misery, Yeah, anyway, so that's that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this tab. I don't need it anymore. I want to go wander around in the back room a little bit more too. So let me, okay, I need to go to here then, don't I? Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go to this window here, go there, but now I'm going to go to this there, and I'm going to switch this from that to this, and there we go. All right, yeah, so let's continue, shall we? Oh, wait a minute, I've got some more comments. The company's in Colorado, actually, Rob, and no, I don't know of any. So I think I'm stuck with what I'm stuck with, but yes, Ambient, I have tried every imaginable path through support that I could find through YouTube, and even using, a lot of people have said what you have to do is contact via X. There's two things. There's a YouTube's creator thing, and then Team YouTube. And they said if you go tell them what your problem is, that you can actually get a human to reply. And I've done that a bunch of times, and all they ever do is send me a link to try, and it's always the same link. It's different as far as like the numbers and letters that are in it, but I just end up in the same loop that just says that, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember the verbatim thing it says to me. It was like, we can't do your channel because you haven't provided enough information. And I'm always like, what information? Because you didn't ask me for any information. You know what I mean? It's like, yikes. Oh wow, Javon, that's cool. I hope you find it a satisfying book. I find that to be a very powerful book. I read it a long time ago, but every once in a while now I just leave it at the table at the end of my bed, and I'll just pick it up now and again, and I just flip to a random page and read for a bit, just because I don't know, I find it useful. Yeah, that's the thing, I'm in this for the long haul, right? I'm planning on doing the channels actually, till I croak. So now it's just a matter of getting them up and going to the way that, I feel secure financially in it, right? Because I'm not now, but I'm hoping that it will do that. So, yeah, let's just see. Anyway, let's go look around in here, shall we? Man, this is so cool. I really, really like this. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go, let's just pick a direction. Let's go this way. So I'm going to go look in this dark area here. Is this where, oh, wait a minute. Oh, is this another door? Because I don't know how to open the doors, man. Or is this the same door? I think this is the same door. Oh, you know what? I bet it's to do with that light. I bet you can't go in unless that turns green, huh? Let's see, what if I do that? No, it doesn't seem to do anything. All right. That might be not true, but, anyway. All right, let's use the flashlight. And let's go this way. All right, that's relit over there. Now, is there another door around the other side of this? Wait a minute, what the hell? to start running out of light here in a minute. Okay, have I ever read Illusion? No, I have not read that. Oh, well, don't sleep forever, man. Oh, I see what you mean. I didn't see the first comment. That's funny. I mean, chances are I'll probably be long dead before, you, so it'll have to be reruns, man. Oh, let me not have the flashlight out. Yeah, that might be right too, John. I just haven't found anything other than, well, I haven't found anything, right? I started off with the flashlight. I didn't do anything about collecting it. Oops. But I think in this, I don't think there's any other entities in here. I think I'm the only. Alright, what are we doing here? Oops, okay, let's get the flashlight. There we are. Alright, what are we doing here? Let's go this way. Man, it's so, I don't know. I wonder why my brain likes this stuff. Because I could see how, rationally, I could see how other people would go, dude, this is just dull. You're just walking around in empty rooms. But it really, really trips me out, man. I really quite like it. Oh, interesting. There's that little thing down in the lower left here, a little symbol for the flashlight. I like the way it was doing that weird little yellow and red and green thing. I like that. Oh, yeah. Well, you could start eating better, right? Oh, wait a minute. This is all new. I don't even know how I got here. Okay, what's down in there? Oops. Now how do I get out? Oh, I know. I can fly, can't I? Oh, no. Oh, right. All right. I have to give myself flying privileges. So, what is it? It's this. Grant me. I think it's all, right? Yep, okay. Dude, now I should be able to say fly. Alright, let's go over here a little bit. I need a couple more, alright. Let me go over this way so I'm not over one of those things and I'll kill the flying so I can just walk around, I guess. Oh, I might as well just fucking fly over it. So that's purple. Are they all purple floors? Looks like. Is there anything in these things? Wait a minute. Yeah, I guess they all have purple floors, or at least so far. Yep. Huh. Okay. Huh. I don't need that on. All right. So, well, I don't know what those. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what to make of them. See, I don't know if any of this stuff ever has any utility. You know what I mean? Like, am I going to find some kind of object that I could go put in there or something? It just trips me out, man. It really just trips me out. What is this now? Dude, you should eat fruits and veg, man. Yeah. You know, I've never tried making soap. I mean, it's like, what do you need to make a soap? You need some sort of fat, like an oil of some sort, right? Like, well, palm olive, right? It's palm and olive oil, right? Oh, here's another thing. What is this? A door. Oh, okay. Can I go into this one? Okay. No. Oh, here we go. Oh, turn off that. Let's do that. There we go. That doesn't seem to do anything. All right. Let me back up then, I guess. All right. I guess I don't know how to get into the doors. Press on it E. Okay. And E. No, that doesn't do anything. All right, well, I don't know. Maybe something will happen and I'll learn something and be able to do that later. I don't know. All right, let's get back to the flashlight. There we go. Oh, so another thing I've been thinking of doing, I mean, I think I've talked about this before, and it's something that's been on my mind now and again, just because, let's do this there. Sort of a tongue-in-cheek idea of the cult of Bill MaxVoxPax, right? Where I do sort of a half-acid, not half-acid as in an acidic thing, but half-assed, I guess would be the better way to, role play of a cult leader, you know what I mean? Because I know I don't really do role plays, but this it would only be like, I don't know, it just amuses me. So I got to figure out, do I want to do it? Do I want to do any live ones, or do I want to do only recorded, or what? So I don't know. Here, I'm going to try and, so I haven't really tried doing any methodical looking around, have I? So let's see, this thing here. Right, and if I go this way, weird, okay. Okay, see, but this is strange, man, because I'm trying to go around the same. Okay, here we go. Now I can actually go around again. Right, there's no, have I been all the way around yet? You know, I don't, it's like, what's, yeah, I think I have. I think I'm repeating stuff here now. This is so weird. Like, what is this? Like, there's no doors in it. Right? It's just this big blobby thing, right? Like this over here, right? What, holy mackerel. Okay, anyway, here we go. Drink the Kool-Aid. There you go. The ginger ale is Bill's blood. Yeah, it's funny. Oh, great emoji, Rob. No, I haven't heard of any backrooms lore, no. Um, I mean, the only reason I installed this one is because I'm really fascinated with liminal spaces and the whole experience of it. I just find really, really appealing. So no, but I know nothing about anything that goes along with it. I'm totally ignorant. Anyway, but Josh, it's called Backrooms Test, and it's a game that's part of Lewonti. So Lewonti is the engine that drives Mind Test. So this is another game that you can play in Lewonti, and it's like there's no other players. There's no other. It's like there's really like nothing happening, you know. So I don't know, but I'm just super mesmerized by the whole concept of it, to be truthful. Hey Dylan, how's it going, man? How are things? So, lay some of the stuff on us, Vex. What is some of the lore? I'm going to try and do some tapping with the keyboard as I go along, just because. Oh, you're very welcome, Josh. Yeah, there's a game that I saw that was kind of based on liminal spaces, but it also did weird things with perspective that I found really interesting. That I thought about trying to research and find it again and see about how it played. Whether because I don't remember whether it was on a computer or a console or what. Huh. Huh. Yeah, 20 doesn't seem to be one of those birthdays everybody gets excited about, right? Because, well, especially if you're in the U.S., right, or California anyway. Or is the entire U.S. 21? I thought there were some states that had a younger drinking age. That might not be true. Is there any states with a drinking age lower than 21? Does anybody know? I think probably it just dawned on me. I think the first time I was ever exposed to something that I would call a liminal space was when I was a kid. My dad, actually both my parents, but my dad was the one who was most enthusiastic about it. Took us to see THX 1138 when it was like before George Lucas was anybody. You know what I mean? But it's a really, really interesting movie. But yeah, there's some very liminal vibes in that place as well. Well, I think it sucks when you work on your birthday, man. I've had to do that a bunch of times, but I just really don't like it. Okay, we've already been here, right? This is the same ones with the purple. Or actually, I don't know. They might not be the same ones, right? They could just be the same kind of thing. All right. It all just looks so weird. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me about Alaska being that way. Oh, speaking of Alaska, this is way tangential. But I saw a video on YouTube. It's one one of these sort of channel type or travel type channels, and they went to this place in Alaska that's like this whole community, town, whatever, lives all in one building. It's like this one big government building that I guess got abandoned or something. And this community of people just sort of took the building over. And it's like they all just live in that building. It's a pretty big building. And I guess there are other structures there, you know, nearby, but like, it was really, really trippy. I imagine if you live in places like that, that there's probably a pretty strong sense of community, you know what I mean? Because if you're remote in a place like that, I imagine there's lots of times people just have to depend on each other for any number of things, really, right? Okay, this looks like a new door. We gotta check this out now. Will this open for me? Can I just walk to it? Nope, doesn't do me any good. Let's back off. Let's do this. That didn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. There's gotta be some trick to it. Oh wait, maybe that's it. How did I do that? There, like that, maybe. Nope. I don't know. So what does this do? Oh wow. This is weird. I probably shouldn't have used that. Now I can't find my way back. Oh, here we go. Oh. What happened? Oh no, I think I broke the game. Oh no. Do I need to get out and come back? Let's exit to menu. All right, let's try a new one, right? And, well, actually, no, let's go back. Let's just play the game. So will it start me off in that same spot? Yeah, well, okay. I don't know how to get out of this. Oh, here we go. All right, can I get back to this one? Here we go. All right. Oop, no. There we go. Yikes. That was weird. So at least I know I can find a whole mess of other... What is that thing down in the lower left about rebirth? I didn't see what that was like. I don't know. I guess I just don't understand the game yet. I kind of have this feeling that there's a really good chance that I may never actually understand this game. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to figure out things to say and babble about, because I could easily just like wander around in here for a while. I mean, it's so just crazy. This all just looks like more of the same, doesn't it? Let's go this way. Here's the thing that I've not noticed. Do the light and dark spaces stay constant? It's like when a place is lit, like this space here, will it stay lit? And in other places where I've been using the flashlight where it's dark, will they stay dark or do they change? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. I got some comments. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's, you know, my understanding of the notion of a liminal space as a concept isn't supposed to be horror. It's supposed to be the weird, like, that it's just unusual, right? I mean, it's truly unusual. It's like for me, I don't know if I would call it uneasy, but there's just something that it just pulls at me in this weird way. That's just like, it's like there's a little thing like in the back of my neck going, what's going on here? You know? I mean, I have to say, I feel a little, not flustered, but like it's odd because it's like, usually when you're in a game thing, right, there's always like, you're supposed to be doing things, right? You're collecting objects or, you know, like I keep wanting to go open those doors and stuff, right? You know, it's just such a weird thing to be, and there's nothing else happening, man. It's just walking around and checking it out. Man, anyway, I got another comment. Right, yeah, Vex. Corded headphone brands. Let's see. Well, Sennheiser I really quite like. I mean, they can be pricey. Well, they have some that are affordable ones as well, but the ones I would like to own, I don't own right now, are pretty pricey. The only headphones I have anymore are the ones that you guys know, the headset. And then I recently, a while back, because I did have another pair of headphones, but they finally croaked. I had them for many years. These cheap, these are just cheap Behringer things that I got from Sweetwater. Just so I bought them mostly just so that I could use them for tracking, you know, like for when I'm singing, you know, so I can hear what I'm listening to and it doesn't get in the mic, right, you know. But, yeah, and they work perfectly fine for that. And actually, they're not bad sounding for it. I think they were like $20 or something. That's why I bought them. They were just cheap, and I just needed them to, you know, use for recording. So they served a purpose. Huh. Oh, you know what? My break thing went off again. I got so caught up in this. Okay, never mind. I'm going to get out of here for a second. Let's leave that alone for a minute. And I'm just going to go. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. And, you know, I think I'm going to go back to doing some triggers, say. Oh, you know, no, we were going to do the, let me go get a browser. How about this here? Oh, so let me get out of my, into mind. Mastermind, I mean, there we go. Let me go here. What was it? Oregon Trail, is that what we're looking for? Oregon Trail game online, there we go. Okay, the Oregon Trail. Play game. I'm not going to bother with loading and saving games because I'm not really that invested in, you know, trying to play it. So, all right, here we go. So now let me switch to the back to gaming. And I need to switch from Lonti to, there we go. There we go. And yeah, that seems like okay. So I guess we're just going to travel the trail, shall we? Right? Wait, oh, I'm not in the right window. Come on, dude. Pay attention to what you're doing. Wait, what the hell? Why isn't it working? All right, here we go. Okay, many kinds of people made the trip to Oregon. I may be a banker from Boston, a carpenter from Ohio, a farmer from Illinois. Okay, hang on a second. Wait. There's some comments here. All right, yeah, that makes sense, Squall. Okay, so I think I'm going to be a carpenter because I'm thinking it might be useful to have a skill, you know, like fixing things. The first name of the wagon leader. Well, I guess I'll be Bill. Okay, what are the first names of 4 other members of my party? Okay, does anybody want to be a member of my party? Any volunteers? Otherwise, I'm just going to make up names. All right, I'm just going to make up names. Okay, my sister is Kat. My dad is Jean. I don't know. My mom was Mary Lou. And we had a cat that was named CB. Where's the B? Yeah, they're fine. Oh, I guess I have to say yes. Yeah. There we go. Okay, hang on. Oh, wow. That's funny, John. Let's see, when do we want to go? Oh, sorry, Javon. I mean, I guess I could end the game. We could just start over, right? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe starting in March is best. Well, I'm trying to remember, because I remember when I'm remembering the Donner Party thing, because, you know, in California, we learned about that as kids because of it being such a horrifying thing. Trying to remember when they left, because I know part of the deal is that they left a little late. And then a bunch of other things went wrong on their trip, too. And then they ended up being, well, stuck in a pass that's now called Donner Pass in the mountains here in California, up in the Sierra. I have been there, actually. Hey, BLG Monster. All right, I'm going to say March, just because why not? Okay, before leaving Independence, you should buy equipment and supplies. I have $800 in cash. I have to spend it all now. No, all right. You buy whatever you need at Matt's General Store. Okay. Team of oxen. Clothes for both summer and winter. Okay. Plenty of food, ammunition, and spare parts for the wagon. All right. Well, we need oxen, don't we? And I don't see how you can get around having that, not having that. Let's say oxen. What does that do for me? Oh, it's not. Where's the? There we go. Heebie-jeebie. Okay, there are 2 oxen in a yoke. I reckon you buy at least 3 yoke. I guess I'll go ahead and take the 3 yoke. Yeah, why not? All right. Okay. You know, the last time we played this, I did it poorly, right? Because I didn't make good choices, and we ran out of stuff and got stuck and died fairly early. So does anybody want to offer some advice on how much we should buy of each thing, say? You know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some beard brushing. I'll wait for you guys to chime in. How's that? So how much food? how many, because we're going to have to buy some of each one of those things, right? But, all right, so I'm thinking we need a fair amount of ammunition because we could hunt for food, right? And I'm assuming they're just assuming you already own your own firearm. You know, I think you're right, James. Something about the wagon broke, isn't it? And we didn't have the right parts, and I couldn't figure out a way of trading to make it happen properly. So I think let's be a little conservative, right? And just buy enough, like maybe to get to the next space or something. Shall we do that, do you think, Javon? All in on food and spare parts? Seems to me that you'd want to have some ammunition. Yeah, you know, let's do, I think I'm going to split it 3 ways between food, ammunition, and spare parts. But I don't think I'll spend everything. So I think, well, let's go see what our options are. So let's start with food. So food. So I have 800, but I've already spent 120. So that means I've got what? That's 680 still. Okay, that seems right. Okay, so we'll do 100 on food. Oh, wait a minute, is it not accepting it? 100. Oh, you know, I think I should do that differently. Did you mean 100 pounds or did you mean $100 worth? Because that doesn't seem like enough. So let's buy more food. I think I should buy $100 worth, which is how many pounds? That's 20 cents a pound. So 5 pounds a dollar. And wait, am I doing that right? So a dollar buys me 5 pounds. Hey, Rotting Fawn. So I guess I'll buy it like, well, let's do this 500 pounds and see what that does for me. Am I thinking this right? There we go. Yeah, okay. Let's look at ammunition and spare parts. What do I have left here? So I've got 220 so far. All right. Mustaches. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of Oregon Trail for a little while. I mean, how much time do I have left on the break timer? All right, let's go look at ammunition and spare parts. boxes do I want? Oh man, I have no idea of how to judge. You know, see, that's the thing, right? If it was real life, right, you would know whether or not you were a good shot, right? So if you're a crappy shot, you'd want to buy a lot of ammunition. But if you're a really good shot, you don't need to buy so much, right? But since this is a weird game and I don't know anything about, you know, the characteristics that the character has, I don't know how to do it. So let's say let's say 20 boxes, yeah? How about that? And we'll see how that... All right. Let's go get some spare parts. And let's get 2 of each. What do you think? How many wheels? Yeah, let's get 2 of each. All right, you know, I think that's all I'm going to buy for now, because it seemed to me there were other opportunities to trade and do things like that at some of the other places that we go to. So, well, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, you think I should do 25 boxes? Yeah, I'll go buy 5 more. Why not? So back to ammunition. And let's buy 5 more. Oops, I keep hitting that. It doesn't want to take the numbers off the number pad. I have to keep doing it from above the letters. Okay. Wait, what the hell just happened? All right, I have to go back. Something changed. All right, I think it's changing my order from not adding to it, but changing it totally. So let's go back to ammunition. I see what's happening. Okay. So let's say 25 boxes. I did it again. 25. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, let's leave the story. Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. Independence, Missouri, right? March 1st. Look at this crazy. You know, when I was a kid, I remember thinking graphics like this were fine. It's like, oh, look, this is so cool. And it's like, yikes. Okay, weather cold, health good, pace steady, rations filling. Well, let's look at the map for a second just so I can see what's going on. All right, we're all the way down there. All right, let's space bar to go back. Oh, we don't need to stop to rest or anything. Attempt to try touch that. Let's try talking to people. Let's see if there's anybody to talk to. What about that? Okay. Better take extra sets of clothing. For fresh vegetables, fish, or meat. Indian guide at river crossings. Expect to pay them. Not easily cheated. Well, I don't want to cheat anybody. That's interesting. Should we go buy a few clothes to trade for Indians? They would probably also accept money, wouldn't they? You know? What do you think? All right, because I wasn't really going to buy clothes until I got to another place, but you know what? Let's go up the trail. It might be risky without having some to trade with or whatever, but it takes 102 miles to Kansas River crossing. All right. Press enter to size up the situation. this river crossing. Would you like to look around? Yes, why not? Hey, what do you know? So, that's pretty interesting. I am constantly astonished by, the development of, how tech has changed in my lifetime. I remember as a young kid seeing a really, really early version of Pong at this guy's house that my dad worked with. This guy named Patrick. My dad worked for Safeway, the grocery company, in their data processing department, and they were pretty advanced for the time, actually. Anyways, you would, as you might imagine, like computer programmers get that kind of stuff. They're pretty good. They're early adopters of that kind of crap. Yeah, James, there's something, I do like some AI graphics, especially if the person using the AI as a tool is letting it just be AI to do the weird stuff. You know what I mean? I think it's an interesting tool in that regard, and I can enjoy it, but only it has to be. I don't know. I don't like people trying to trick you. You know what I mean? If you're going to make something trippy that's AI, and you're going to say, "Look at this trippy thing that's AI," I'll look at it and go, "Wow, that's really cool. Look at that trippy thing that AI did." You know what I mean? But when people start trying to have it be something that's replacing humans, then that makes me angry. Anyways, let's continue, shall we? Instead of me talking about stuff like that. Do we need to trade? Let me talk to people. Stranger tells you can't afford to take a ferry. They're making their wagon into a boat. We'll turn it over, caulk the bottom and sides with our pitch, and use it to float our goods across. Have to swim the animals, hope it doesn't rain, the river's high enough. Wow. So what does a ferry cost? Huh. Shall we stop to rest? Oh wait, let's see what I got here. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, I'm almost halfway to getting the 1,000 subscribers, so that's great. Then the only thing I really need now is views. Yeah, I think you're right, MSC. Oh man, I'm sorry about that, rotting fawn. Although that's a funny thing, do they show ads on this stuff? Because it's not monetized, although YouTube did change their policies several years ago, where they could monetize stuff even if you weren't qualifying to participate as a partner. Hey Ben, how's it going? I got two Bens. So I have Benjamin and Ben. Okay, don't want to talk to anybody else or anything like that. Yeah, let's do a stop to rest. What does that do if I do that? I don't know. How many days do you want to rest? How about just one? Okay, let's continue up the trail. Okay. I can attempt to ford the river. 6 feet. The wagon would probably make that. That might be a little tall for the oxen, right? I mean, what is an oxen? How tall is an oxen? I'm thinking an oxen is... Are they 6 feet at the shoulder? I don't think they're 6 feet at the shoulder, are they? Yeah, there's only one Rob. so I don't know that float across, ferry across. Let me get more information, because if it's cheap enough, we'll just pay for the ferry. Oh no, I knew what that meant. I thought you were going to give me some information. All right, I get that. You know what? Let's take a ferry across. How about that? What number is that? Is that 3? Yeah, I agree with James. That's what we're doing. Holy mackerel. $5 seems expensive. And having to wait 4 days. Oh, is it time? Thanks, James. So let me go over here, and I need to get out of that and go over here. I will be right. Here, I'm gonna, not that one, this one. That one, we're gonna make that one invisible because I don't need it anymore for the rest of the night. There will be no more of those breaks. Yeah, let's go ahead and give him the $5. Why not? Am I willing to, I need to go back over here, don't I? Okay, yes. Rob, you crack me up. Okay, yay, we're across. Let's see. Yeah, let's go do this one here. Oh man, that sucks. Oh no. Yeah, why not? Health is poor, weather is cold, pace steady, rations filling. Except for I don't think we have any more rations, do we? Let's check our supplies. We have 74 bullets left. That just sucks. I have all my spare parts, but I don't have any food left. Well, I think we need food. Can we change food rations? What does that mean? Oh, I see what that is. All right, I'm just gonna, I don't know, we switch them to meter. I mean, we have nothing, so it doesn't matter, but is there a place I can, oh, attempt to trade, there is 7. No, I don't want that. I want to keep my oxes right now, thank you. Nope, so I'm going to say no. Well, let's talk to somebody and see what they say. I agree with you, James, thank you. All right, well, I guess we continue. I don't know what else to do, so here we go. At 3 feet, we should be able to afford that pretty easily. I didn't see hunting as a an option. How is it too deep to ford? It said it was like 3 feet. How is 3 feet too deep to ford? That seems completely ridiculous to me. Okay, well. Trail lose 3 days. Yeah, we're doomed, absolutely. Cat's dead, yikes. Yeah, why not? Yay for us. Now does it let me do, how do I hunt? Buy supplies, let's do that. All right. All right, let's. Well, I still have some spare parts, right? Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. Thanks, Chris. All right, so let's get some more ammunition. So I've got 465. So let's get ammunition. How many boxes are 250 for? So let's get 20 boxes, I guess. That'll be 50 bucks. Am I thinking about that right now? Yeah, let's do that. All right. Let's get food. How many pounds? So 4 pounds a buck. So I'm not sure how to decide how much food to buy. Well, let's just get 100 pounds, I guess, and see what, I don't know what that's, is that? All right, I guess let's get some clothing too. Let's get 4 sets of clothing, I guess, yeah. So what is that? That is 2, 4, oops, no. 4 of those, please. All right, let's do leave store. let's go up the trail, I guess. Oh no. Mary Lou is dead. Holy mackerel. Ox wanders off, lose 2 days. Holy mackerel. Yeah, it has been. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's look at the grave. Here lies a... That was pretty. Very little water. Oh no. Yeah, sure, why not? Wow. You know, this would have been one of those things where people, wow, that's actually a pretty good graphic, man. Oh, let's just continue up the trail. Here, let's do this. Hunt for food, how about that? Oh, I actually have to shoot, don't I? Oh, I'm going to suck at this so bad. To point the right, all right, enter to start and stop walking, spacebar to fire the rifle. To point the rifle. All right, I guess, okay. How do I... Holy mackerel. Oh, I see. I don't really get to... All right, I guess I'm gonna... I failed. Oh, here we go. Now do I have to... All right, yeah, okay. Bill's finally playing a shooter, yeah. Battlefield 6. Good night, Javon. Have a good night. Hope to see you next week. Let's just continue up the trail. Inadequate grass. Oh, man. Yeah, why not? Hey, there's some native people. Sorry, we're stealing your land from you, but you know. Oh no, my dad's got typhoid. So how many of us are there now? I guess I'll have to... Gene has died. All right, let me hit enter to size up the situation. Okay, here we go. Let's just continue up the trail. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Yay, thank you, Indians. You're at Independence Rock. Would you like to look around? Yes. All right, cool. Let's continue up the trail. All right, let's hunt for food. There it is. There we go. And doink. And doink. And... Huh. Oh. You bastards. Come over here. guy was right by me. I don't seem to be able to move the guy. Yeah, I do know. I mean, yeah, I've watched his several of his videos. Yeah, I think he's a bit older than me, but yeah, he does some pretty interesting stuff. Well, let's continue up the trail. Inadequate grass. Oh no. Yeah, let's look around. Hey, how you doing, folks? Let's continue up the trail. Okay, guides here. You may head for Green River Crossing, head for Fort Bridger. See the map. Let's see the map. Now, what is that? Fort Bridger, or what was the other one? Wait, I don't remember. It's Green River Crossing or Fort Bridger. So let me go back again. Where's Green River Crossing? I don't. Does anybody see Green River? Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice Atomic Ninja's question. Yeah, no, I had a computer catastrophe. I lost all logins for everything. I finally got my bank back. I haven't dealt with my medical stuff yet. I got Patreon back. I think there's hope of getting it back, but I need a human to help me do it. And I don't have access to human support from YouTube because I'm not a monetized channel yet. So, like, you can have support if you're monetized, which I am on Bill MaxVoxPax, right? But to be able to have access to the support, you have to be logged into that channel. And, well, there you go. I can't. So I'm stuck. So my hope is if I can monetize this channel, I can actually get access to human support, and then I can have that human help me, like, you know, sort everything out. That's my hope anyway. If not, I'll have to come up with another plan, I guess. I don't know. But I don't see where the green whatever is. But Fort Bridger seems kind of not the direction we want to go. It seems like it's going south where that's not. I'm going to say head for the Green River Crossing. I don't know. I didn't see it on the map, but. Okay, sea beast ahead. Phil has a fever. Find wild fruit, yay. Phil has died. No, I don't want to write an epitaph, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to say end. And here we go, yeah, doink to doink. All right, so let's go back over to here. Let's go to this. There we are. We've only got about 3 or 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes left, so I guess we'll just relax now for a minute, shall we? I didn't really do much triggers tonight, did I? So, does anybody have any questions or statements, comments? I'll probably just tap on this, I guess, for the rest of the stream. Well, another thing is, I suppose, if anybody's watching this, you know, on the replay, if you work for YouTube or Google, please contact me.
it's in both our best interests for me to get my channel back. Well, actually, it's not that I need to get access back, right? I mean, the channel's fine. I mean, I got paid last month. I'm assuming I'll get paid this month, you know. That's funny, Faith. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Ben. I mentioned that a little bit earlier, that what I was thinking of doing is like some of the stuff that doesn't do well on the main channel, like when I read stories, right? You know, like the Nettie and Becky stuff, right? Those kill me. Every time I make one, the viewership is so bad, it really drives the channel down. It takes a nosedive. So it's like, yikes, that's why I haven't been doing those things much. And it's like, I know people say, oh, you shouldn't worry about doing the popularity thing, do what you do. It's like, well, everything I do is what I want to do. It's just a matter of which things are the things I want to do. But when I made some of those choices, it's like, yikes, it absolutely hurts the health of the channel. Yeah, anyway, so I'm thinking I'll do stuff like that on this channel once I get the other one back. So that way this one can just be all the other weird stuff that maybe isn't so popular, but I won't worry about it because it's not, I don't need it, you know what I mean, as far as the popularity thing. Thanks, Chris. I hope you have a great weekend too. Yeah, and there will be Mind Test Monday this Monday. On this channel, until I get my other channel back, I'm going to do every Monday's Mind Test Monday. For precisely that reason. Evil Timer is very evil. Let's turn that one off. Okay, so now there's no more clocks, right? And wait a minute, is this one? No more clocks. There we go. Aloha, Ben. It's great seeing you. Glad you came by. Go get some rest, man. You're staying up too late. You got to get some sleep, buddy. Get some sleep. And the rest of you, thanks for showing up. Rob and Kate Manda and Javon and Nasal Penny and the whole collection of y'all. I'm not going to remember everybody's name and all that just because I'm not even sure why I bother doing that. Oh, okay, I might do that, James. That's an interesting idea. You know, when I was doing that, I was thinking, because I know I did a lullaby in one of my early videos. It was sort of this half-assed thing that I made up on my own. I was thinking I might go revisit that, and that I might use that. But, yeah, I'm glad you liked it, man. That's not a bad idea. Up to 23. Okay, cool. Yeah, wow, nice. Well, you know, it's growing, you know. So hopefully it'll continue to grow, and I can get the support, and then, you know, and if anybody else has any great ideas that, you know, might speed up the process, or if anybody knows somebody who knows somebody kind of a thing, that would be fantastic. But otherwise, gang, I'm going to call that done. And, oh, wait a minute, what was Alan saying? Well, you're welcome, Alan. I'm glad that it did what you needed it to do for you, man. That's fantastic. Anyway, I need to go, gang. So, aloha, siblings. Have a good night, and I will see you next Saturday.